Good afternoon and fuck Donald Trump. Well, they're starting to drop off the elderly veterans and the elderly people with Alzheimer's and people who can't take care of themselves at the homeless shelters. That has begun. The big beautiful bill, which cut all of those programs. MAGA, you dirty, rotten, bastard motherfuckers, what have you done? I don't have to worry about that. Look at me. I'm good to go. I don't ever have to worry about those things. But I care about those people. I don't want them to be in homeless shelters. I want someone to take care of them. Those are people who work for our country, who fought for our country. But you dirty, no good, rat, bastard, motherfucker, MAGA cunts can kiss my fucking ass. Because you've done this, MAGA. Every elderly veteran and person that's in a shelter today and not being cared for like they need to be is on your motherfucking asses. It's on you. Every single one of them is on you. Because you wanted to make America fucked up again. You wanted to fuck up America with this piece of shit, lying, child raping, con fucking man, and who put this Mike Johnson this motherfucker, praise Jesus, oh mother.
I'm coming back around. And you know what's crazy? I always knew it. I was like, damn, we live in the world, the amount of effort you put in, it doesn't give you the result you're supposed to get. In this world, you putting out effort, 80% of effort, and only get 10 to 20% result back. And it don't matter where you put it. It don't matter if it's in a relationship, work, job. It don't matter if you're working out on your body. Like I said, you do 80 to 85% of the work, you get 20% back. It don't matter how hard you work out. Every week, you can only grow a certain amount, right? Nobody has a break. You can't take a break. The system is right behind. You can't slow down. As soon as you slow down, it bites you in the butt. It's like this world is like a big alligator chasing you. The bills are behind you. The family, friendship, all the problems are behind. But slow down, you look crazy. If you stop working, you become homeless. You stop working, you can't eat. You gotta buy food.
Timelines, but I'll tell you, all options are on the table. The president's prepared to escalate, to de-escalate. He means it when he said nothing that benefits Iran is coming out of the Straits. And then on top of that, Secretary Bessent announced Operation Economic Fury, where we are prepared to put secondary sanctions on banks who are transacting in illegal Iranian oil dollars. So we are truly putting maximum pressure on every aspect of the Iranian economy. And at some point, they are going to see some level of common sense and pragmatism and say enough is enough with this nuclear obsession.
Is that the first step before you go back to combat? Because President Trump is talking about bombing power plants. Are the sanctions and the seizing of vessels step one?
They got us in a rat race, right? We're in a hamster wheel. That's what it's called, the hamster wheel. We're just running around until we die, until we finally exit out, right? I always thought maybe it's bigger. One day, we don't have to worry about these people on top of us. Because the only thing they worry about is war. So, they don't care about the people. You saw what they did.
Wait a minute. In communist China, you only pay property tax one time and you own your home for a lifetime? Wait a minute. In China, you only pay tax one time on your vehicle and you don't have to replate it every year? Wait a minute. If you make under a certain amount of money, you don't pay income tax? They take your share from the very rich elite? Wait a minute now. For 20 US dollars, you could buy a week's worth of groceries? Hold up now. Wait a damn minute. You mean all parks and zoos and museums are free because they are public property? Wait a damn minute here. The US government has stepped in shit. We not only smell it, we see it, and they now know that we know it.
80s, Indian charioteers, slavery, and so on, right? They've been at war since forever. So it's like, I knew it. I know one day we're not going to worry about it. These people will not be on top of us forever. We won't have to work for these people forever. Tom and Sally, we won't have to worry about it. Karma is real. And I believe this whole thing will change one day. Ain't no way. The only thing that matters in life is war, drugs, and sex. That's the only thing. Like, we're burnt out. There's people that's burnt out. They had to work every day. People are losing their children. This world is not right. People got to pay for a ticket.
But what I will tell you is this: when that happens, when that really happens, and we just saw they're open to it, but when it happens, bang, just like that, every country on the planet that's had to own dollars to buy oil will dump those dollars. And a tidal wave, a tsunami of inflation will hit the shores of the West. And when that happens, God help us all, because all of these assets are inversely correlated to what? To a spike in interest rates. When you see that inflationary tsunami hit the shores of the West, you will see a spike in interest rates that has to rise in order to compensate for the loss of purchasing power. The Federal Reserve is a sideshow. They will never raise rates high enough to compensate. They will never raise rates high enough to tackle inflation. If this happens and the dollar loses its singular world reserve currency and every country on the planet no longer needs to hold dollars in order to buy oil, just wait and see what happens to asset prices in the wake of interest rates that spike to the moon. The three pillars of wealth in the United States or in the West are what? Stocks, bonds, and real estate. All are inversely correlated to a rise in interest rates. So what Jay Powell tells you, well, we're going to raise it by another quarter point, that's all a bunch of crap. Wait until see what happens when the dollar loses its world reserve status. So what Klaus Schwab said isn't so crazy after all. I think the rest of the world is coming to a point in time where they just say, you know what? Enough is enough. And now we have a whole schoolyard worth of people to stand up against the bully. And I think if you don't own gold right now,
car ticket, you gotta pay, you gotta go to court. All these car insurance, we're being overwhelmed. These people are sucking us dry. They squeezing us slowly. So there's a reason why I said it gotta be a change. When we talk about it, they act like they don't see it. You gotta pick yourself by the bootstrap. It's not hard as you think. You just gotta try harder. It's not supposed to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who have their own businesses, they gotta work twice as hard. Because why? The system already covered majority of the market. So you gotta work twice as hard to support your own business. And then some of y'all think that's normal. That's not normal. You overworking yourself, right? You overworking yourself. You gotta understand that.
So those, again, existing housing, people that own their homes, we're going to keep them wealthy. We're going to keep those prices up. We're not going to destroy the value of their homes so that somebody that didn't work very hard can buy a home. We're going to make it easier to buy. We're going to get interest rates down. But I want to protect the people that for the first time in their lives feel good about themselves. They feel like that they're wealthy people. And I want them to understand it. There's so much talk about, we're going to drive housing prices down. I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up for people that own their homes. And they can be assured that's what's going to happen.
This world is better off with these people off, gone, gonna realize, like, yes, the change need to be made. Think about it. No one knows what they're doing. There is no God in the sky that's guiding these people. The only thing they care about is war. So you tell me, it's free will. Everybody do what they want to do. Can't you see it? We need a change. If you can't see that, you're stuck. You love this system so much that you don't, as long as you're good, you don't care about your neighbor or anybody else that's on the side of you that's suffering. It shows. You know what I'm saying? It's going to come a time where those who are with the system are going to die with the system. And if you are supporting the system, you will die with the system.
Americans do not appreciate the true cost of war, and let's examine why. It's really quite simple. They have not been in one in their lifetime. They have not been in a war where bombs landed on their front yard, where grenades went off in their living room, where people died in the street in front of their house, where blood ran like water through the streets. The American people have not seen war. Arguably, they have not seen war since 1865. They didn't see much in World War II unless they were part of the apparatus fighting it. They didn't see hardly anything in World War I. thing in World War I, unless they were the few people who fought in it. In terms of population, it was very few. Americans do not know war, period. They will fast forward to seeing war that is full of mushroom clouds and death, because that's where we're going if we